All right, little guy, those cuffs aren't too tight? Good. You're under arrest for theft of cat litter and treats. You got anything sharp on you I should know about?
Y'all, I think it's about time that we as artists admit that we can't tell what AI is and isn't anymore. Genuinely, if I have to see one copy and paste comic artist being harassed for having quote unquote AI art, I will just crash out. Hi, I'm Zuri. I talk about art, anime, gaming, all that type of stuff on my channel. If you like that sort of content, please subscribe, please comment, please follow, and I want to know y'all's opinions on the whole AI situation right now, because this situation, especially with AI art, it's getting to the point where you cannot tell whether it's AI or not anymore, unless you have another AI program telling you whether the art is AI or not. But before I fully get into this, please buy me a coffee. I would appreciate that a lot. It supports me, it supports my videos, all that sort of stuff, and it helps me out when it comes to making huge projects, doing huge videos like that one Ensemble Stars video that I made. So, I appreciate that. Let's just get straight into this. First things first, I want to preface that I'm not here to virtue signal against AI, okay? I think that AI, well, personally, I think AI is going to be the future. I think that everybody should have access to AI. I don't think big corporations, big businesses, and billionaires should be the only people who would be able to use AI art and AI content, AI stuff like that. I think it should be available to everybody, right? That's my main argument for it. But what I care more about than AI is the art community and the fact that we are literally eating our own right now. Here's a situation in January that happened, by the way. Many such cases of this type of stuff happening where a completely innocent artist uninvolved in AI at all gets accused of doing AI just because they make small mistakes in their art that are not AI mistakes. AI does make mistakes, but it's like AI specific mistakes, and even then it's hard to even grasp that because AI makes human mistakes as well. We can't be saying that just because there's a mistake in a piece of art that the art immediately becomes AI. Like that's a huge issue. That was a huge issue. In that post, it got thousands and thousands of likes, which quite literally, it's like the worst burn you could ever get as an artist. Just like, oh yeah, this leg doesn't look right, so it must be AI. Like, oh my god, that's gotta be a bad experience. But yeah, the person who made that art, literally, it was never AI. There was no actual genuine proof that it was AI. It was just somebody drawing and making a few mistakes, quote unquote mistakes, as they were drawing. I think that the art piece looks incredible. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. But some people may see like some small mistake and be like, oh, it's AI, or they might see something that they don't like, they're like, oh, it's AI because I don't like it. Like, no. Something being AI art and not being AI art is objective. It's a yes or no question. But if you don't know, then you don't know. You don't make shit up. And most especially, if you even have an inkling of doubt within yourself, just do not say anything at all. Like, that is way better than going and harassing some random artist for doing absolutely nothing but drawing and posting a character that they wanted to draw. This image too, it comes from a First of Summers. It's a comic. It's like a yaoi comic. I ended up seeing it like in a comment section where people were like recommending different comics that people should read. Right? And then people were up in the replies, because somebody posted this in the comment section, and then people were in the replies like, ew, AI, ew, it's an AI comic. Like, no, it's not an AI comic. Because I remember like back then where everybody could just be like, oh yeah, I have a vibe that this is AI. Oh yeah, I have a vibe that this is AI. And you were most likely right, okay? Back then you were most likely right. Because honestly, a lot of the AI back then was really obvious and honestly pretty uncanny. But now it's like, it's replicating existing art to a T. Like, this art from this comic is art, human-made art, okay? If you're gonna attack AI art, if you're gonna be against AI art, the least you could do is figure out a foolproof way to figure out whether something is AI art or not, and not harass your artist peers. Like, I would just, that's all I want, okay? I just don't want people to be harassed for something that they're not. Like, if you're fighting against AI art, don't attack actual artists. Which again, it's not just your average old Joe random people saying this type of stuff about art, it's other artists saying this stuff about these comics, about these other artists. And I most definitely think that this is partially why the art community kind of looks like a dumpster fire from the outside, because it looks almost as if we have no common sense within this community. Especially when it comes down to the fact that most artists just tend to be virtue signalers, because most artists, they just want attention. And instead of saying that, hey, I don't like AI art because it takes away opportunities from other artists, they default on saying that AI is destroying the environment because of the amount of water they're using. And I mean, I understand that it's a genuine concern that AI can be using a lot of water cooling properties, turning drinkable water into mineral water that is sort of used as like an anti-corrosive sort of material to cool down all these servers, right? I understand that, but does that make everybody who has a water cooler computer like a villain? Does that make everyone who uses TikTok, the platform you're using, Instagram and Facebook, does that make them all villains because they're inadvertently supporting destroying the environment? Because they all use the same water cooling platforms just to use the server, just to run the servers. That's also a part of it. I think there's a little bit of a dissonance, but also like, why didn't you look that up in the first place? You're using TikTok, which uses servers that are also water cooled. Like, you need to look up this stuff before you say that type of shit on the platform, because it makes you look stupid as hell. But for all the homies who get my point and just may not have known that, like, I get it, okay? I get it, okay? We all need to learn from somewhere. I needed to learn this at some point, okay? I needed to look it up and figure it out. I knew a little bit about computers already. I already knew like some computers were water cooled and that sort of stuff, but I had to look it up. And yeah, most of these servers, they all use the water cooling system because it's just more efficient. And I just gotta say that we make environmental sacrifices all the time. Like, the power that you're using in your house is probably coal powered, okay? They burn coal and they make you energy. That's how it works. Is that good for the environment near the coal factory or whatever? Probably not. But yeah, I'm just not one to just sit here and like bullshit people or just go into a comment section and just say what everybody else is saying just because it's like the most popular thing to say. No, I actually don't want to look like a retard, thanks. But that's also part of it. This is how I'm going to circle back to the beginning with that art piece that was circled by someone saying that this art piece is AI because of these parts. It's like it became a trend and people are still doing this sort of stuff now. I'm just sitting here like, have you ever had an original? I'm just like, I can't even say it, bro. Have you ever had an original experience in your life? Like, have you ever said anything that actually came from like your heart or that came from your brain? That was something that like concocted together within a sentence that you could call original. You can call your own instead of saying something that someone has already said before. Like, genuinely, because I just keep seeing the same talking points, the same stuff in these comment sections, the same stuff on the For You page getting popular, and then people just repeat the exact same thing like a game of telephone, except the game of telephone never messes up because everybody's just saying the exact same thing. Genuinely though, my ultimate point, my ultimate thing that I want to say is don't harass other artists. Don't harass other people in general, especially when it comes down to the AI bros that you're against, okay? If you want to get them on your side, you don't harass them, you don't attack them, you try to get them to understand, you try to have a conversation with them, because believe it or not, a lot of these people are just normal people. Actually, majority of people that artists would consider a quote-unquote AI bros are just normal people who watched iRobot and they're just like, oh my god, it's real now, I can use it now, I want to try it out. Like, genuinely, these people are just normal people. I just want a moment in the art community in the future where we're just not looking like a freaking dumpster fire, where we're not looking clocked out, where we can have actual conversations about differing artistic ideals instead of being at each other's throats all the freaking time just because of like one disagreement. Like, literally within this community you can agree on like 10 things and then the one thing will be the one to break y'all up. Like, are we for real? That's all I gotta say about this topic. I hope you liked the video, and all I've really been doing for the last few months is promoting communication, critical thinking, and nuance within all these conversations. That's all I want to do. I just want to promote critical thinking, conversations, and nuance because I think that will be what ultimately improves the art community as a whole. Okay, I just think that'll be the best thing for any community, really, right? I just want to do my best for my peeps. And if you have any like disagreements with me, please say it in the comments, bro. I love talking about AI, the ethicalities of AI, and conversations about AI and that type of stuff. And I just really want to know what y'all think on this topic, on these types of videos, on people fixing art or saying that this is AI art even though it obviously isn't, or even if it could be AI. What do you think? Like, genuinely, when it comes down to like when people are trying to identify what is and what isn't AI art, what is a foolproof way to do it? Because I have yet to find one, okay? And I guess I'll see y'all in the next video.